My name is Dekota Meeks, and I am a third year at the University of Georgia. I grew up in a Christian family that was and is heavily involved in our church. I was raised to know Jesus and have a relationship with him. I was dedicated as a baby, but I accepted Jesus as my Savior closer to the age of 13. I would go to summer camp every year, and one of those years I dedicated my life to him with my parents by my side at the altar. As I grew up, it got harder to stay strong in my faith, and in my junior year of high school, I started to suffer from anxiety and depression. I felt like I couldn't take my life anymore and that I wanted my life to end. I started to become distant from God and my faith weakened. I decided to just try and push through high school as best as I could without reaching out for help in any way. By the end of my senior year, things started to look up for me. I was in a relationship at the time and was beginning to find my faith in God again. Soon after, I lost my childhood dog and experienced heartbreak for the first time. I felt myself once again digging that hole that I tried so hard to climb out of the previous year. I fed it into worldly desires that I thought would give me freedom, but instead gave me temporary happiness that never lasted. I would try to put my faith in God, but my temptations to pursue temporary happiness won every time. I was attending church and leading worship, but I felt distant from God. I suffered from heartbreak for a second time the following year, and the brokenness and sadness I felt was overwhelming. I was hurting and didn't know what to do. I had trouble finding solitude and peace in God and couldn't trust that He could take my pain away. When I moved to Athens in July 2024, I found Athens Church through college nights, and I knew that I wanted to take the steps to growing stronger in my faith. My first time at college nights was the place where I laid everything at God's feet. I felt His presence that night and knew that He was still here for me. I knew that I wanted to dedicate my life back to Him, and that night I did, and it was an emotional experience for me. I wanted to change the lifestyle I was living and wanted to give my brokenness, my worries, and my praises to Him. It was hard to overcome desires, and I still struggled, but as I attended college nights and Sunday services, I realized that this was where I belonged and that everything that happened in my life brought me here. I joined a small group and met girls who have inspired me in my walk with God. I'm still active in my home church and lead worship there, but when I'm not at my home church, I find myself here at Athens Church. I've overcome many things, and that is all because of my God. I want to thank my family for always being my support system. I want to thank my small group for loving me from the very start. I want to also thank my home church who have seen me grow up into the woman I am today. I am here today to publicly profess that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Dekota. I think there's just this element that you share about of heartbreak in your story. And the sweet thing about our God is that in Psalm 34:18, it talks about how He's close to the brokenhearted. And so no matter what happens from here on out in your story, just know He's not a God that's far away. He's a God that's right with you in your pain. And I know all of us in this room have felt that. And so it's cool to watch you step into that now. So it's my honor to baptize you in the name of the Father who loves you, the Son who gave His life for you, and the Spirit that lives inside of you.